Hey guys, today I want to do a really quick review for this kit because it's probably the most simple, fastest kit I think that I've ever built. I don't know if I can't remember all the way back then, but it was definitely a really fast build. This of course is the High Grade Build Fighters High Mach. This was the simulator mobile suit that was used. So this model kit is made to be simple, it's made to be very basic, and it's made to be customized. So we have a lot of different ports all around on the kit for customizing this kit in a lot of different ways. And of course you don't really even need ports to customize the kit. You can customize it in any number of thousands of millions of ways. Anyway, so that was the reason why I got the kit. Number one, it's a very cheap kit, so it's perfect for trying out new techniques, which is exactly what I plan to do. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video because I'm really excited. I just snapped the kit up today. I'm really excited to do what I want to do to this kit, so I'm rushing to do this review because I really want to get to work on it. I'm really excited about it. The kit itself is not really all that much to be excited about. I mean, if you're just getting the kit just for this and you don't plan on doing anything with it, it's not really going to be all that exciting. I think if you wanted to get like a kit for like your little brother or sister who are pretty young and they shouldn't really have something that has a lot of small parts or like really, well, this does have some pretty small parts, but something with a lot of like pointy parts, something, I don't know. It'd be a good kit for kids just because it's really simple. I mean, whether they build it themselves or maybe you just build it and give it to them to play with as a toy, it'd probably be good for that as well. So this kit I picked up, it was only a few dollars. It was recently on sale at Hobby Link Japan, and like I said, I had a couple other things like waiting coming from them, so I just threw it into the order as well. I've been really anxious to try this new technique. So the kit only has 3 stickers, just those red dots on the shoulders and then the red dot for the mono eye as well, so not a whole lot of stickers. The color separation, I mean, as you saw in the unboxing, there's only 2 runners plus the poly caps, so we've only got gray and green, and that's it. The green actually should be 2-tone green, and like I said in the unboxing, I think they could have split that A runner up into like A1 and A2 and had one in the darker green, one in the lighter green, but I think, like I said, I think Bandai just wanted to keep the cost down on this as much as possible. So for that, I think it's successful. I mean, we've seen some pretty cool customs of it, not really as many as we've seen of something like the Bear Guy. We've seen the millions of different custom versions of every single superhero and every single character ever has been made in the Bear Guy form. Not so many of this one. I think it's not quite as versatile in terms of like those cute characters. It's kind of hard, a little bit harder to maybe paint a face and put something like on the head. It's a kind of small head. But it's, like I said, just made to be able to put all sorts of stuff on it. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the articulation. It is going to be pretty good in terms of the articulation. The head is on a ball joint, but it's got a piece. Let me see if I can take it off. It's going to be kind of hard to get off. Maybe that's a good design of it. If a mobile suit comes up and tries to take off its head, it might be kind of difficult. There we go. So it just fits on that ball joint, that poly cap, but then this part is supposed to like tuck down underneath there, so that does give it a range of motion. You can't turn the head all the way 360 degrees unless you cut off that part, which you could do if you really wanted. It would be very simple, just cut that part off, but because of that part, this is the range of movement, just to the side like that and to the side like that. No moving up or down or anything, just because of that front little tooth part in there. So in the torso we do have a little bit of movement here as well, forward and back, just a little bit. Ball joint up there and a ball joint down here are going to allow for a little bit of movement there, front and back, side to side. Nothing too crazy, but it's pretty good, pretty nice. The shoulders are the regular poly caps that swing out, but not going to go too far, just something like that. Still pretty good. You can bring the arm all the way around the front of the mobile suit like this. If you want to do some blocking right in the face, you can do that. So the shoulders is pretty good. The arms are going to be very standard otherwise, just swiveling here, and then a nice double joint there in the elbow. Sorry, single joint, but or is it a double joint? The way that it's situated, I mean the way that the joint is made, yeah, okay, there's a double joint there. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's only going to go about that far, but that's pretty good, I think, right? Then, okay, I guess we'll talk about this while we're here. Here's one of the ports for plugging in an accessory, or just something, whatever you want. You can take off this cap on the shoulder, and then that exposes one thing there. There's a poly cap. In all of the ports, there's poly caps, so those are inside there. That's going to be on the left and right shoulder as well. The wrists are kind of interesting. We have just these very large hands. I really like the really big hands on this. And if we pull this out, we do have one of the accessories for this. I'll just go ahead and talk about it now. Is these parts. We get 2 of them, and these are made to plug in here to be an adapter if you want to use. They're supposed to be for 1/100 scale hands. So if you want to use other 1/100 scale hands, like do you want to buy the HD Builders Parts hands, you could use those with this kit using this adapter. So that's what you're going to need to use to plug those in. Let's see if I can get it out now. Anyway, so then moving down to the waist, obviously there's no front skirt armor or back skirt armor to move. We have these side skirts that seem like they're supposed to be like ammo packs or something, but I don't think they are. They should turn. Let me see. Yeah, a little bit tight, but they'll turn and then just move up and down, but nothing too much there. They kind of look like they're supposed to be like ammo for like a Zaku machine gun. I mean, similar shape like that. I don't know if these are weapons or not. Actually, I'm not sure on that. Someone will have to tell me. I don't remember from the show. But if you didn't want to have these on there, you could just, you know, of course, plug something else onto that polycap there. So, like a lot of polycaps are using that other one, which is not using this style on the recent high grades. But I think this one they intentionally used this style so that you could customize it, again, put something else in there if you don't want to use this part. So there's that. The legs are also going to be very normal for this kit. They're going to rotate at the top, going to go out only about that far. I need to back this away. It feels like it's too close for you guys, sorry. So only about that far, but forward and back is obviously going to be no problem. Something like that. There you go. If you wanted to get a really extreme Evangelion style running pose here, you could do that. Like that. And then the knees, oops, there, just popped that leg off. The knee has a double joint, but it's going to go about like that. So a really nice movement there in the knee. The legs have these joints here on the side, or not joints, but ports. These little caps, this is what I was talking about, it does have small parts. These are meant to come off, and then you can plug in something there. And on the inside too, I don't know why you would plug something on the inside. It seems like it would kind of be in the way, but you can plug something in on both sides if you want. All sorts of stuff you can do, and these caps are pretty simple. They just pop on and off, pretty easy. So that's pretty nice. And then the ankles are on a kind of unique joint inside there because it plugs in like way up inside there, so this whole part like kind of comes down, and then the foot can go forward a lot, quite a bit like that, and then back not that much, pretty much just to a flat pose. It's not going to point down in the toe all that much. But then side to side, it's going to have some pretty nice movement there side to side, so you should be able to get a pretty wide flat-footed stance. It's about as wide as the legs are going to go anyway, so something like that. Nice wide stance and flat feet, and it's going to have no balance issues at all, so that's pretty good. And that's about it for the articulation. Oh, I guess I forgot to show, I showed the shoulders, but not all that clearly. I guess these can go up like that as well. There's this mechanism inside there, so you can get some pretty nice movement up in the shoulders. Yeah, oh, and here on the arm too. I forgot a lot of stuff. I think I'm rushing too much for this review, but the kit is so simple, like, I don't know what else I can really say except just show you what's here. If you take off this part here on the arm, then there's another port there if you wanted to get rid of this kind of shieldish part. And that's it. So, let me just put the mobile suit down for a moment and show you its, dang, backpack. I forgot about that, and the arm fell off. Okay, yes, the backpack has 2 holes here, but those actually are not very deep. So I think if you want to actually plug something into there, you might have to actually go in with a drill and drill those a little bit deeper. But I think the reason they don't go too deep is because it has holes here on the top and holes here on the side, and those are deeper and have polycaps. Both of those have polycaps, so I think if you go in here, you're going to be drilling into one of those polycaps or some of the plastic that's holding those polycaps in place. So I don't think you'd be able to use all 3 ports on like one corner. You'd have to, like, if you want to use this one, you'd have to not use one of the other 2 probably. Anyway, backpack is pretty simple. yeah, not a whole lot really going on there. So let's talk about its accessory. And aside from the hand adapters I showed you, all we've got is this beam rifle, which is a very basic, very ugly looking beam rifle in my personal opinion. It's just really basic. It's just 2 parts sandwiched, and that's it. All you gotta do is take the hand apart and put it back onto the rifle, and boom, that's it. Yeah, it's not great. So you're better off doing some customizing this, giving us some sort of custom weapons or accessories or something better than that rifle. I think probably not a whole lot of people are going to be using that rifle, or maybe you like it, I don't know, it's up to you. Anyway, so let me get this up on an action base and I'll talk about what's my plan for this kit. Okay, so just first, I mean, as you can see, it's not a bad looking kit. I mean, it's very, very simple and basic, but I mean, it's cool, right? It's pretty cool. I've seen a lot worse Gundam designs or mobile suit designs. Anyway, so my plan for this kit. Here's a picture. This is the robot, the Sky Guardian from the Studio Ghibli movie Castle in the Sky. They make a model kit for this. That's what you're seeing there in the picture. And I like the look of that, but the model kit's a little expensive. I'm not really opposed to buying the model kit. I will probably eventually buy it someday in my life, I suppose, just because I like it. But what I wanted to do is recreate a model that's sort of similar like that, taking some aspects of that and putting it into a Gundam mobile suit. So the first thing, and like the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to trying, is creating that texture on the robot. So what I'm going to do to create that kind of rugged texture on the armor is to do a technique where you are mixing Tamiya putty, well, you don't have to use Tamiya, any sort of putty, and then mixing some lacquer thinner. So lacquer thinner and putty mixed to basically thin the putty a little bit, or a lot, I mean, depending on how much you want to do it. And then you can brush that onto the kit either using a paintbrush or using a toothbrush, or I mean, you could just put it on there with your finger if you want. Just dip your finger in there and then like put it on there, whatever you want to do. But basically that gives it the look of sort of like it's cast iron, sort of that sort of texture on there. So that's what I want to do for this. Not on everything, like I'm gonna leave the joints and the backpack and anyway some parts, but mostly just for like all the green armor parts. I want to give it that like rough, rugged texture, and then like I want to do like the paint and weathering on it so that it looks like really old, weathered, kind of like the Sky Guardian robot, like that. So that's my basic plan for this kit, but there are a few things that I think I'm probably going to do as well. My other plan for the kit is to just make a few physical changes. So like for number 1, I'm not going to use that rifle. I'm pretty much like 99% sure I'm not going to use that rifle at all. I don't plan on like slapping a whole lot of weapons on this kit, but I might give it some other weapon, I'm not sure. Basically what I'm going to do is just look through like my box of just like leftover parts and stuff like that, and just see if there's anything else that I might want to add to it. I just want to change up the design a little bit. I might lengthen some of the limbs. I'm not sure if it's going to be the arms or the legs. The Sky Guardian robot obviously has very, very long arms. I would kind of like to recreate something like that, but that would like to build arms like that. If I could like recast this like part for the top of the arm and connect like 4 of those together, that could work and would look okay, I think, but I've never done casting and I'm not going to do any resin casting just for this. It's basically just kind of just a really simple practice project that I want to do just for fun, so I don't really want to do anything quite that intense for this. If I figure out a way to do something like that, a pretty simple way, I'll do it, but I don't know. I do plan on doing some physical changes in terms of the proportions and just adding some stuff. One thing that I know I definitely want to add some details on is the backpack. I want to make the backpack, first of all, not that weathered and a lot more detailed. So I want to add just like a lot of like small little detail parts so that it looks like the mobile suit itself is like all this like kind of cast iron look, very weathered and old, and the backpack is looking old but like very, very detailed, where like the whole rest of the kit is just very simple, not a whole lot of detail other than just like the rugged texture. So if you guys kind of get what I mean, then yeah, hopefully you get what I mean. Anyway, so that's basically my plans for the kit. I will be doing a work in progress video. I'll I'm going to be getting to work on it later this evening and just sort of working out some of the initial stages, separating the parts. There's a few parts I need to fix seam lines on, like here on the hips, this leg part, the top of the leg, these shoulder parts. Just need to get rid of some of those seams. I don't really need to get rid of the seams super cleanly because it's just going to be covered up with that texture, like I said, so don't really need to worry about that. Need to sand a lot of the kit just to make sure the putty mixture is going to stick around everywhere, so just need to give everything a good sanding. And yeah, so we'll talk about that more in the work in progress video. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. It's a cool kit. If you can spare a few bucks, go ahead and pick one up. It's great for practicing and great for working on your customizing, I guess. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.